All right. Are we all ready? Are we all
ready,
Yeah.
steady?
good?
I've disgustingly eat it. Wow, Jonathan.
Eat it.
Eat it.
Words are hard,
John,
apparently.
you just don't help yourself, do you?
I've ate about 3/4 of that pizza, so I'm good.
A boot.
All right, lovely. So, I guess we'll begin. I'll do an intro. Does anybody have anything to mention in the intro, by the way, before I forget and disregard it all?
Thank you, people, for the positive response to the first episode. That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been
People
absolutely
were
brilliant.
very happy.
We're glad that people liked us be silly. You know?
Liked us be silly. Thanks,
Say
thanks everyone.
exactly that.
Thumbs up if like us be silly. Let's do the proper intro.
Can that be the title of episode 2?
No, but that is the part where I'm going to cut in episode 2, so have fun with that. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Black Blades. As Ryan was saying incredibly eloquently, thank you so much for the incredibly positive reception on episode 1. We all really appreciated it. And it's all certainly got us very, very hyped up for the future of the series, and specifically for playing tonight, which is what we're going to be doing. So I'll be going through an intro of the narrative in just a second, in case you haven't maybe finished episode 1, but you should certainly do that first. But just a quick thing to do a couple of reminders of. Of course, you can follow all of the cast on Twitter down below in the description. You can ask us any questions that you may have. That was my next line. But finally, Scott also has Twitter. You can find him at Alaran DnD. He's down below in the comments, and you can tease him about slowly getting addicted to Warhammer and all sorts of good stuff like that. But if you'd like to discuss the show, we also have the subreddit that you can go ahead and post on, and just reply in the YouTube comments down below as well, and we'll try to get back to as many of you as possible. And if you want the audio version, check it out on Podbean. It's already done really well on Podbean, which is awesome, so thank you to everyone who's been listening on there. But it should be on iTunes and any other good podcast distribution systems that you wish to make use of. However, I think that's all of our intro done, so let's take it away, I guess. So, when last we joined the party, at the beginning of our tale, they just made their way through stormy sea and pirates attacking their vessel, the Lady's Friend. A pirate gave up information regarding receiving orders from somebody who'd signed CD in the pub The Galloping Beauty in Bricktown. But the party made it to the home of the Silver Peak Academy nonetheless. There were some mishaps upon their arrival, however, and a rival group of Qatari students led by the towering Tsar, Tony Fonoff, engaged in a skirmish with the party over the safety of Zappo, a beleaguered goblin from Groxland. The skirmish resulted in Coraline striking down Tsar with a divine smite, which has set in action the course of events that lead us to today. Able to convince Marshal Harto of their actions being in self-defense, the group were welcomed into the academy. However, Tsar's friends have seen fit to besmirch our party's reputation as much as possible, and they find themselves whispered about and avoided by many of their fellow fledgling sentinels. We joined the party 2 months into their new lives at the academy, during which time they've been living together and training in preparations for undertaking their first field assignments. Usually, students would study for just under 6 months before being assigned out to a field agent, but the party have been instructed to meet with Marshal Harto in his office urgently in the morning to receive instruction. And that's where we'll begin tonight's session.
So where are we? Are we in our common
You are
room?
in your quarters, yes, in the morning.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Oh, there's
Morning,
those silken
everyone.
tones.
Morning, killer.
Come on, man, lay off her. It's all right.
It's been 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
I'll stop saying it when it stops being funny.
It's not funny. It might be funny once or twice, but it's grown stale.
I mean, maybe
See?
to you.
It is still kind of funny.
See?
All right, so what is it we have to do today? We gotta go see Hardo?
Yeah, Hado wanted us to meet him in his office as soon as we got up.
I'm curious as to what that's about.
Well, I see no reason to delay. I'm excited.
You're always excited for everything. I don't know if you have another mood, really.
Well, somber at times.
All right. I suppose we'll get going, I guess. I don't know if anybody else has anything else to do, but
Nope.
No.
Let's make our way to
Grab our
Hartnell.
gear and go.
All right, so you guys gonna make your way to Hardo's office?
Yes.
Okay. So you make your way through the winding stone corridors of the academy, and it's just about to start getting busy as people start making their preparation for morning classes. You'd guess it's about 9 in the morning or so. However, eventually you arrive outside Hardo's door. He has a grand wooden door, arched in gold with a lot of detail in it, just as over the top as the man himself. And you hear sort of frustrated noises and the occasional banging noise, almost as if something's getting slammed against a table from inside.
Coraline or Derek, after you. You know him, but you know him better than Oz or myself, so.
Not in.
I will knock.
All right, you knock, and you just hear, "Yes, yes, come in."
I will enter.
All right. Upon entry, you see Harto, dressed in much more casual clothing, just a cloth shirt and some loose trousers, smashing what appears to be a glowing green orb against the table. And he just looks up at you with his usual grin on his face. He just goes, "I don't know what this does."
Should you be smashing it against the table then?
Well, it's worked for many things in my life before, Oz. Anyway, come in.
Have
he just
you
sort of-
tried asking Qatar?
You know, I think she left it for me. I think she likes watching me struggle. And he just tosses it over his shoulder, and the heavy glass orb just falls with a thunk and starts rolling away across the ground. He goes, anyway, if it isn't my favorite band of murderers. No, not funny yet? Alright, well,
I just nudged Coraline.
yes. Don't worry, it's only a joke, although it is a little relevant, I suppose. That's what I've called you here today. It might be time to fix your reputation, I think we should say. How have you been dealing with, settling in? I didn't get to see all of you that much.
Well, yeah, I've been doing fine. I really like it here.
Good!
Learning a lot.
What about you, Adrastus?
It's been a somewhat of a challenge trying to befriend everyone outside of the immediate circle of people here.
Yes, yes.
Zappo is seemingly doing very well for himself, but yeah, it's outside of him trying to stand up for us, and let's be honest, part of the issue in the first place was because he tried to stand up for himself. So yeah, it's been a bit tense, shall we say.
Yes, he sort of gives you a understanding nod of the head. He looks up and he goes, Zappo is a funny one. Qatar told me I'm not allowed near him. Something like I can't be trusted to put him to good use or something. But, oh well, we'll figure out what that's about in good time, I suppose. Let's talk about you all today. Now, I'm sure that, perhaps except Oz, you've all been bothered by the, reception some of you receive around the academy. So, we thought it fit to perhaps send you upon your first assignment in order to start repairing those reputations. Now,
Don't students usually go on assignments way later in their stay here?
yes, they do, but, you've also done things that students don't typically do just as they arrive either. However, there is also
let it
another
jump.
reason. The reason is, truth be told, we don't have a bloody clue what's going on with this CD business. We've had a couple more skirmishes with the pirates, but nothing as noteworthy. So we figured we'd, keep it amongst ourselves for now, and of course that essentially includes myself, Qatar, and the four of you, and Zappo, but, I don't really think anybody listens to anything he says, so...
What about Qualor and Borrow? Are they going to be involved?
I don't think their thought process extends beyond the day they're in, particularly. They seem preoccupied with, mostly scheming against you lot, it would seem, but we've tried to nip that in the bud. Keep an eye out for them.
So what is it exactly you need us to do?
Well, you're going to be heading back to Bricktown, I'm afraid. Sorry, Derek, no offense. But you won't be going on your own. You'll be heading back with, Moira Redbeard. I believe you came here with her. And you'll be meeting one of our field agents in Bricktown. He'll meet you off the boat. And he'll have more instructions as to what you're to do, but essentially, you're meant to be finding out what the bloody hell's going on. And who CD is. I mean, stop the pirates if you can. Of course, they're a damned nuisance, but, you know, without flexing my own ridiculously oversized biceps, they're not really much of a problem for, you know, the Academy. Most importantly is finding out who would have the audacity to charter such work against us.
Have there been any more attempts on any students, Qatar?
Well, I'm Hato, but, you know.
Hato, sorry.
That's fine.
You spent the time.
Mostly.
And you're gonna get smited. Let's go.
Yeah. You'll be taking point. No.
Wonderful.
It's alright, you're usually instructed by Qatar, that's fine. But not so much. I mean, we've had other attempts on the ships, but nothing efficient and no other information. You did awfully well, the four of you, to get the information out that you did. So, yes, I'm afraid.
Looks like we're going
you're
back
off.
to Bricktown. The Galloping
certainly
Beauty, I
are.
believe it said in the note there.
Yes, it's the Galloping Beauty. Yes, that's correct. I also definitely read the note. That's where you're going, I'd imagine. You'll be met by Oliver Nightlock. He's our field agent in Bricktown. He's a bit of a legend around here, actually. He's one of our most veteran agents. He'll look after you. However, I'm afraid that, other than that, you will be largely on your own. Although you're never really on your own, there's four of you, and few people would dare tangle with a sentinel, so Ollie will look after you. He's a bit rough around the edges, but you'll be fine. Oh, he goes, I nearly forgot. Would have been a shame. He reaches down below his desk, and he pulls out quite a heavy-looking sack, and he goes, yes, this is your, per diem, if you like to think of it that way. It's 150 gold for anything you need while you're out there. Don't lose it and ask for more. We've had students try that every single year, and we never fall for it.
Fair enough.
Wicked.
Thank you very much.
Don't spend it on anything stupid. We don't want you coming back saying that you slept on the streets for 2 months, but you bought 2 drift globes. Okay? Spend it on accommodation and supplies that you need.
Understood.
We'll see to it.
Good. Well, I believe Stewardess Ayala will, be escorting you from outside to your carriage to the docks. Gather your things, of course, and then meet her outside my office.
Just one question from me, Harto, before we go.
Yes,
How
yes.
exactly are we supposed to conduct ourselves in the wider world? Do we go around announcing we're sentinels, or should we be all sneaky like?
Well, this is where you're really free to use your discretion. However, of course, you are expected to make the fact that you're sentinels known. We do give you the capes and the fancy badges for a reason. However, having said that, you are meeting up with Ollie, who, well, you know, we keep a list of infractions that sentinels commit, and I think he has his own novel, so wouldn't worry about it too much, but best to be upfront, I find. Most people will try to avoid confrontation with the Academy. Unless, of course, they're really the sorts that we want to be after.
Is Olaf from Bricktown?
Ollie, that's a good question. I believe he is. He certainly has a thick accent. I think he plays it up sometimes, but
He definitely sounds like he's from Bricktown.
I think he certainly knows his way around there. He's been doing field work for nearly as long as myself and Qatar at this point. He actually declined a marshal post, but that's a whole other story you can ask him about. Yes, he's an old hand around here.
Looks like I'm going home.
Looks like you are. Speaking of which, do be careful, Derek. He gives you a nod.
I nod back.
Well, if there's nothing else, any questions you have or anything like that, get them out the way now. If not, I suggest you gather your things.
How exactly will this potentially improve our reputation? Will will the populace of the student body be informed if we succeed, or?
Oh, absolutely. We always celebrate the return of particularly successful sentinels, and, well, I would assume you would rather be known as the Pirate Slayers than the Student Slayers. Ha ha ha! Nope, alright. So, yes, I suggest that you simply, first of your class to achieve a mission. Rather exciting stuff, isn't it?
Fantastic, let's get going.
And don't be too afraid. Ollie will keep you safe. Probably. Most of the time, he's fine.
Right, let's go.
Let's go.
Now that's the spirit, Oz.
Hey!
Very good. He hands you the large sack of money.
Damn.
Oh.
What the-
Oz, give it to Coraline.
Oh, well, it's quite nice feeling all this in one hand.
Oz, give it to Coraline, please.
All right. Can I just have a couple? Just
No.
hold me out.
No.
We'll
Okay,
think about it.
I hand the sack to Coraline.
Or put it away.
He's just sort of watching all this unfold, chuckling to himself.
All right, shall I
Right,
get
shall
going?
we go?
I start walking in.
Let's go.
Tatty, bye.
Thanks, Otto.
Good luck with the globe, Harto.
You
As
see
go,
him.
like,
You see him sort of start shuffling off and bending over to pick up this glowing green orb that hasn't stopped glowing the whole time you've been in there. And once again, the thudding sound and the grunts start appearing as you make your way away from his office.
All right. I don't know if you guys need to go pick up anything else, or do you want to just head over to his aid?
I think we should just head over there.
Overhearing this, one of the stewards who's dressed in the house guard robes, which are very dark grey with silver lining, looks over to you and goes, "Oh, you're ready to go then?
I would
Looks
think
like
so.
it, yeah.
Wonderful." And you see her take down her hood, and she's a young half-orc, and she just looks at you and goes, "My name's Stewardess Ayara. I'll take you to the docks if you'd follow me, please." And she starts leading her way down the staircase.
I
Follow.
follow.
Okay, so you guys are led out. You're led down one of the long, winding staircases down from the tower which Harto's office is in. And eventually you're led out the front door, and a carriage awaits you. It's just your normal standard wooden carriage affair, but pulled by some of the huge horses that the Academy uses. Almost every animal you see around there looks like it's pretty much bred for war. These are large destriers, but pulling a carriage, they look ridiculous. You climb in nonetheless, and you slowly cladder your way down to the docks, where you see the familiar figure, dressed in a long, brown trench coat, with her red hair flowing behind her, and of course her tricorn on top, of Moira Redbraid, the sailor that brought you here originally. And as you approach and you disembark from the carriage, she just gives you a cheery wave and goes, "Ha! Good to be seeing you again.
Nice to see you too.
It was ours, wasn't it?
Oz, yes.
Alright, I thought so. As for the rest of us, I'm afraid that we're not taking the lady's friend today. Been instructed to use a much smaller vessel, trying to attract less attention. We're in one of the longboats today, but it's a simple voyage. I can do it myself. We don't need any more crew.
Sounds like a plan to me.
You know best.
Alright, well,
Yeah.
if you got anything you want to sort here in Silverstadt before we go out, then say now, or I'm happy to get going.
Should we go and get some supplies before we leave? Does
That's-
anyone have anything?
I mean, would we have like rations of food and
Yeah,
and
you
that
have
sort
you
of
have
thing?
your
Yeah.
you have your like adventuring packs. Essentially.
Okay.
So
Okay.
no, I don't really think we need anything, but I
I
like
mean,
this.
we're-
little-
Worst case, I'm assuming we can get stuff in Bricktown.
Definitely
Yeah,
lots,
you
of,
certainly
lots
can.
of places to shop.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a massive place. One of the biggest places I've been. Can imagine you find anything you want there.
Yeah. So I think we can go.
All right, fantastic. Well, follow me. She leads you down one of the piers. It seems to be quite a calm day at sea, and very light traffic at the dock today, and she leads you down one of the piers, and eventually she stops by what appears to be some sort of long ship. It's got a cabin at one end, but just the one sail, and it looks like a fairly simple sailing vessel. And she goes, "Right, you'll be in here. You can get your bunks in the cabin if you want. I think there's space for all of yous, but personally, I'm just gonna stick it out here. I think it's not too long. It's an overnight vessel. I've slept most of today in preparation, so I'll oversee the ship."
All
Not
right.
going to run into any pirates, are we?
I should think not. And anyway, if we do, They weren't much bother last time, but I can't imagine any of the major crews being happy about stopping for a small ship like ours. It's basically a boat. There's no hold. I mean, they're not going to think we really have anything. If they stop us, I'll just say we're a fishing vessel. We'll be fine.
Fair enough.
Alright. Well, you're welcome to stay above deck or head down below whenever you want.
I'll stay above.
Very well. Alright then. And she slowly starts just setting up the rigging and taking in the mooring. And very slowly but surely you start drifting out towards the water. It's quite an idyllic day and you just drift away in the clear weather. And slowly you start getting out to sea when she starts the ropes to unfurl the sail and really go out towards it. Would any of you like to do anything?
Well, I would like to just turn to the party and say, I'm really excited about this. All the subtlety and espionage. I can be subtle at times. It's one of my skills.
Oh, really?
You've never seen a lizard man sneak through the streets, have you? We can be quite good.
I can't see I've seen a lizard man in the streets before, let alone sneaking, so no.
Exactly my point.
Well, and I look over to Derek. Derek, you're from Bricktown, you said, yeah?
Yeah.
So what is it should we expect from where we're going exactly? I've never been there, so.
It's definitely quite industrial. Big ports, lots of people coming here and there. Like Oz said, there's definitely places to be sneaky if you need them. Just be on lookout for people that are a little shady. They probably are.
Okay.
Derek,
Anything? Oh, sorry.
No,
I was gonna say anything we should or should not do.
Don't look sneaky. There are guards, right? There's lots of people over there that'll try to break up the riffraff, but you gotta try to act professional. But we are Blackblades. We have a little bit of tug, I assume.
Derek, I remember you saying that your father owns a lot of land. Would he be in a position to know about any of these orders that have been sent through down to us?
I don't think so. Let's just say my father was not the most legal man when it came to how he came his business. He just kind of...
He's a criminal.
He's a purveyor of fine things. And
he's a smuggler. He's a criminal.
Oz, you're not wrong. I don't know. Listen.
So he is a criminal then? Right, I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
I've never seen him do anything illegal. Maybe some things
But
that were a little
you just
underhand.
said that he did illegal things.
I mean...
You said not legal. That's illegal.
Oz, didn't you just say you could do subtle?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I break the law. I subtly leave, pouches of gold on people's doorsteps and cooked pies on windowsills. I just
okay.
I don't know how to bake. I'm just pulling your leg.
But surely if your father is on the slightly slippery side of the law, then he may know about someone who is hiring pirates.
Definitely could. I'm not going to say that my father and I had left on the best of terms when I left for the Blackblades, but he got me in as kind of like all right, fine, get out of here, kind of feel.
Okay.
As we could go see him if you want, but I don't know if he's got a whole lot of. I don't know if he wants to see me, let alone.
No.
Would he want to see 3 members of the Blackblades?
I don't know.
Okay.
I know he didn't like people of authority. I'll tell you that much.
Well, if he's a criminal, he won't.
Criminal, Oz. I don't know. We'll talk about it later. I don't know. I don't really want to talk about it right now.
All right.
Okay. Well, we'll see what we can discover at the tavern later on, and what people may be there.
All right.
Sounds good.
At this point, you guys are pretty clear of the Silver Island now. You can still just about see it on the horizon, but yeah, are you just going to settle in for the voyage?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's anything else I'd want to do. So.
All right.
I'm gonna study my notes. I brought my notes with me.
All right. Very good.
What?
So you guys sort of, I assume you're doing this in the cabin. like
Yeah.
reading and stuff. Okay, so you read by the candlelight in the cabin of the lanterns, and yeah, the time just passes, and eventually you can see the light beginning to fade outside and the roll of the sea. The roll gets a little bit heavier, but nothing too bad, and the light fades, and eventually, you know, you're approaching nighttime, and you're just gonna kip in the cabin.
Bed down.
Hunker down.
Alright, so you're just hunkered down, the roll of the sea slowly sends you to sleep, and everything passes okay. Slowly it
We've
starts
done it.
approaching... You won. That's the end, thanks for watching. Slowly but surely a storm kicks up, which tosses and turns some of you from your sleep a little bit, but mostly everything's fine until just as dawn begins to break, you can see the light appearing at Drastus as you feel a patting on your shoulder, and you feel a voice right next to you say, "Hey, Adrastus, got something here you're gonna want to see. You might be able to help me with it.
Okay. I'll just, yeah.
Get your bearings and come out on deck." And
Are
she
the
walks
rest of us
back out.
still asleep?
Yeah, she's just whispering to Adrastus right now.
All right, okay. Oh,
Okay. I'll
Oh.
just, yeah, I'll just kind of follow her out a bit.
Booty
bleary-eyed.
call.
Alright, so you follow her back out, and eventually, as your eyes are sort of groggy and just getting used to the very, very early morning light, you kind of manage to blink through the fuzz, and what your attention is immediately drawn to quickly becomes apparent it would have been impossible to miss. Were it not for the motion of the rolling's hide around you, you could swear that a mountain had arisen from the water, about 20 meters from the side of your vessel, rising easily 40 or 50 feet into the air, and the size of a war galleon. This form seems to be a huge fin of some sort, covered in a dark rock-like substance, almost seemingly carved into large slabs, where you can almost see intricate patterns around the edges of each of them. This huge armored monstrosity gives off an ethereal glow, as sparks and jolts of a barely visible white light occasionally flicker off its barnacle-encrusted surface. And Scott, I would like you to make your choice of a nature or a history check with advantage.
Oof, hold on, I will go for... I go for nature. Right.
Alright, so you go for nature. Roll it.
That is a 12. And with advantage, so another roll, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Ooh, and a 23.
Alright. On your second thought about it, you quickly realize that while it's something that you don't even really want to bring yourself to consider, there is one obvious answer to this, which is this would appear to be a mythical sea creature known only as the Lady of the Sea, which is something you'd been taught about at the Enclave somewhat, but I mean, it's the kind of thing that is a fairy tale. It's a bedtime story. It's an old sailor's yarn that they spin in taverns. It was never particularly considered to be a real creature worth researching, as you'd know from Lomos, but it's very real, and it's right in front of you, and your mind just clicks, and you can't consider this being anything else but the lady itself.
Oh, wow. How long has she been there?
At this point, Mora is just beaming at you, and she just goes, she's only been about 3 or 4 minutes. I thought I'd get you because I thought you'd like this.
What? Have you ever seen her before?
This is the 4th time in 10 years of sailing that I've seen her. I've met others that claim to have seen her themselves, but their accounts always vary from this, so I'm never sure. She's always followed me, though. I could feel it. And, clearly she likes you, too. She doesn't appear very often. Every time she's appeared beforehand is when I've been seeing action on the water, and she's saved me a couple of times. Believe me, this is but a small part of the lady's might.
Okay. I think Oz kind of thinks, and he just kind of looks out, and
Oz things.
Oz, Jesus,
You
some
are
bad names
on
tonight.
one
real.
today.
That's a real
Oz,
bad mistake.
Oz is having a nightmare apparently. So Drastus kind of thinks, he's looking down, and he's kind of looking outside, looking at the fin and the lady, and then he kind of nods to himself, and I would like to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. Do I have?
Your brain's gonna melt, you idiot.
Is there any action required from
It
me
literally
for that?
just says you gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness is limited by their intelligence, but at minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whatever they can perceive or have perceived within the past day.
All right. Well, you can communicate. However, bear in mind that you're not even sure what part of the lady this is. Yeah, you can try to communicate with her. What would you like to say? Because you can communicate with her, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. What would you like to say?
I'd imagine she's a lot more intelligent than a pigeon just going, give me some bread, but yeah.
Maybe.
I think I just kind of obviously perform the spell and just kind of yell out, just hello?
So for a few seconds, you don't feel anything. Until all of a sudden, an immense pressure begins building in your head.
You can blow up your head.
And it feels like a migraine's coming on or something. You just have this incredible presence in your mind. And all of a sudden some words ring out, but you can tell that these aren't audible. These are being spoken directly into your mind. You just hear, "You hear me."
Yes, my lady. If that is what you wish to be addressed by.
I have many names. Whatever you prefer is fine.
Is there a simple one that I will know, that I will be able to say?
You may call me the lady.
Very well. What brings you to the surface, my lady?
And at this point, the presence kind of recedes from your mind. You can feel the pressure lifting off. And you see the white light beginning to crackle with greater intensity. Until suddenly there's just an overwhelming flash, almost as if a flashbang's gone off in front of you, and you have to look away. And at this point, Scott, I would like to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. That's a D20, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Yep.
Flashbang through the door.
13,
Flash and clear.
15.
All right, you just get hit by this immediate flash, and the only thing that you can feel is a vague sensation of falling as you just completely lose consciousness.
Okay. It's a good start.
And sometime later, you awake. It's still very early morning. It doesn't seem like too much time has passed. You awake to Moira standing over you, grinning. Goes, well, I've never seen her do that before. And at this point, the sea is completely calm. There is no sign of the lady anywhere. He goes, I've never seen that. What did you say to her?
I asked her what brought her to the surface.
It looks like you were having a conversation.
I was.
She spoke to you.
I mean, I spoke to her first, but yes.
And what did she say?
She says she has many names, and we can refer to her as the lady. And then when I asked what brought her here to the surface, she knocked me out.
Right, well, I was expecting a bit more than that, but just the fact that she spoke to you is incredible. I've always wondered what she is, what she was. Did she say what she wanted?
No.
Right.
No.
And are you alright? She didn't... It was just that one arc of, like, lightning hit you. But
Is that what happened?
Yeah, it was like a white lightning bolt just smacked you right in the chest. But it didn't do any damage. I checked your breathing and you seemed fine, so I didn't even wake the others.
Well, I can cross off being struck down by a mythical creature off my things to do before I die list.
Yeah, that's... I don't know what to say. Are you sure she didn't say anything else? You must have done something.
I didn't do anything.
Alright, well, I checked that you're alright, because really, I'm not kidding you. I've seen ships struck by lightning before, and I'm amazed you're in one piece. You're not even scathed.
Do I not have any marks on me at all?
Not from what you can tell. You're
No.
still wearing the clothes that you were wearing to sleep in, just some very light cloth undergarments.
Okay. Can I like look down at my undergarments to make sure that like there's no?
Yeah, you
burn
wanna
marks,
like peek down your chest essentially.
Yeah, just like.
Sure. You pull out the cloth of your undergarment, and as you look down, you see immediately that something is wrong. It's very hard to judge what it is at this angle, but it looks to be almost as though there's a... It's hard to tell because you are really just peeking down like this, but there's some sort of abnormality
I think
at the
if
middle
there's
of your
something
chest
wrong,
bone.
as soon as I do that, I'm just gonna like take the things off and just be like, "What is this?"
So you whip your top off, and Moira immediately looks and goes, "Oh my god!" And you look down to see what she is just staring aghast at, and you realize that you have what appears to be a large, almost like gemstone, fused into the center of your chest. It's about the size of your palm and pretty perfectly smooth and round, and it's just lodged in your chest. You can't see any sort of scarring or any sort of burn marks. It just very much so, it would almost be like it was a tattoo if it was not cool and hard to the touch. But you appear to have a large sort of semi-translucent gemstone embedded into your chest.
Large chest
Large-
stone. Stone. No.
He's Iron
that
Man
one
now.
Moira, if you've been doing this a long time, haven't you?
I think at this point you're going to have to define this.
What? Just this job, this ferrying.
I've been
ferrying,
sailing for a while, yes.
and you've met the Lady of the Sea 4 times.
I've
correct?
seen her, yes, but
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
I've seen her appear out of underneath ships and crush them to dust, but no, I've never seen her implant a diamond the size of my fist in somebody's chest before, and them still be talking to me afterwards. Or otherwise.
I think at this point, Adrastus, you'd be visibly kind of a bit like, what the fuck is going on?
So is Moira.
And I think I'd probably just run to Oz, and just like, if Oz is like deeply asleep, I'll probably shake him, be like, Oz, there's a diamond in my chest. What do I do?
Hey, get off!
I'm assuming we all hear this because people.
Yeah,
are
you
freaking out.
all hear Oz shrieking like a banshee, and you're all
Jesus.
risen from your slumber to see a topless Adrastus trying to wrestle Oz out of bed.
What are you doing?
What is this?
Get him off!
I'll just like stand back and like point, be like, what is this?
What do you mean? What's that? What is that?
I don't know what this is.
What the fuck did you do?
I didn't do any. I spoke to a mythical creature, and it spoke back, and then I said something that I don't think offended it, because I think we would all be dead if I had done. But it hit me with lightning, and now I have this. This is here.
I don't know.
Oz, have you ever heard anything like this before?
No!
Just to interject, Oz, are you... I imagine you're staring at the stone embedded in his chest. Make me a perception check.
Okay.
Make me a wisdom saving.
It's ticking.
19.
Okay, 19. You can see deep within the recesses of this, almost like a gemstone, which appear to... It sort of looks way deeper than it could possibly physically be, but deep within the recesses of the stone, you do see a faint flickering light, almost like a torch about to go out. It's a very, very dim light in there.
What on earth? There's a light back there. Oh,
Back where? In me?
yes. Hold on. Let's go outside into the light. We'll take a better look. So I would like to just sort of lead Adrastus out onto the deck of the ship. Just say like, right, sit down. Let me get a good look.
I'm gonna follow as well. I imagine.
Okay.
That was John.
Yeah.
Okay, let me take a good look, and I'll like rub my hands together and clap them, and then I don't know, like rub his head and like I don't know, look like I'm doing some sort of mystical. Make an O with your mouth. Like slap his cheeks a few times. I'm just kidding. Right, let's take a. I don't know, can I do like a medicine check or potentially an arcana check or something like that? I don't know.
What would you like to do? What are you looking into?
To see if I can feel any sort of magical.
So that'd be
element.
arcana. Yeah, you can make an
Okay.
arcana check for
I
sure.
was gonna say technically I have detect magic, but you know.
Alright.
Adrastus just explodes.
Yeah, that's an 11 for an arcana check.
I mean, this is far beyond the circumstance or physicalities of anything you've seen before. You can tell that very obviously something magical has happened, but you have no idea what it is.
I've got no idea. You might be dead. You could have weeks to live, days, hours. I don't know.
Thank you, Oz, for being the voice of reason once again.
Does it hurt? Like, do you? What
No,
does it feel?
no. I start tapping on it. What do I feel? Anything?
You feel a cool, smooth stone underneath your finger as you tap.
Nope. Nope.
What if we touch it? Like, what if I touch it?
Yeah, exactly the same. If you just like put your hand on it like that, the parts of your fingertips that touch Adrastus's chest feel his normal sort of human warmth as you do, but the stone is markedly cooler than Adrastus himself. It's not conveying body heat or anything like that. It is, for all physical properties, it certainly appears to be some sort of stone.
We could try chiseling it out.
Don't you come near me with a chisel, Oz.
I mean, it is a big. How much do you think this is worth, Derek?
Oz. Oz, I will literally eat your face.
Okay, relax. Okay, like, obviously you're not dead from it, so that's good.
Here's a question, actually. Sorry. What happens if you're changed into an animal? Do you think it'll stay? What if you changed into like a wee rat? Would the gem get smaller, or what would happen?
I've not really had time to experiment, Oz. Let's be honest now.
And at this point, because you guys are on the deck of the ship, right? You headed out. You just see Moira sitting, rubbing her eyes with her hands like slouched against the wall, and she just looks at me and goes, "Just fucking do it. It can't get much weirder, can it?"
Okay. I'll turn into
Nothing too big. It's not that big of a ship.
Yeah. I'll turn into like a dog.
Sure. So yeah, you morph into the shape of like a large bloodhound.
Yeah.
And, well, you can't see the gem anymore.
What is the gem doing?
Tell us about the gem.
Is anybody looking for the gem?
I think we would all be.
Everyone's staring.
Intently.
Yeah, you see that sort of on the chest of this large hound that Adrastus has shifted into. You see the gem once again embedded in the chest plate of this large hound.
Has anything changed about it?
Nope. Not from your initial impression.
I'm kind of just sitting, looking up, and like just kind of I'll tilt my head, like like dog kind of like just to see if anyone nods or anything.
It's still there, Adrastus. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe you should see an expert.
Okay,
I was gonna say that. I was like, if he's not dead, then that's good. But maybe at least if we get back somewhere, look into somebody who actually knows more about this stuff.
Yeah, I'll turn back into human and just be like, okay, so you guys can go to the tavern. I'm gonna go find a temple or a priest or someone who might have an idea of what we're doing.
I want to find someone to help you write a will as well.
Oz! You're not helping!
Well, I'd like to learn what it is. I'm quite curious, so I'll go with you at least.
Oh, so you guys just gonna wait till you get to port and then figure it out?
Can I I think I'd just like push past everyone and just kind of go to the front of the thing, but like just give me a minute and like just leave me alone.
Yeah, sure.
And,
You just go sit at the bow of the ship.
yeah, if I kind of like close my eyes and like put my hand to the thing and like try and concentrate on anything in particular, like either communicating with the lady or just seeing, do I feel anything different like internally, like within, I know it sounds weird, but like within myself?
Nope. Other than an intense sense of confusion, nothing appears to happen.
Okay, I think I'll just like think, lady? Lady
So
of the sea?
Adrastus is now mumbling to himself at the front of the ship.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, we're looking at each other, and I'm like, I'm a little concerned for him.
Well, I've known lizard folk who've taken body modification a bit too far, but never something like this.
I'm with you, Oz. I think we should try to figure out how much that's worth.
Derek!
I was only joking.
I mean, look at the size of that thing.
Yeah, but think of how much we could make if we took them round the world, showed them off.
You idiots! You're going to kill him.
Nah, well, we'll see. You know.
Okay, I'll walk up. I think I'll just stop mumbling, and I walk up, and I'll grab both Coraline's hands. And I'll be like, "I will never call you killer again if you stop these people from chiseling my chest. Please."
Listen, I'm just kidding. But God, look at the thing.
God, look at the thing.
Derek, I can see gold pieces in your eyes. I will throw you off the ship.
I'm like brandishing a dagger. I'm like, ooh, no, I'm kidding.
Hell's bells.
Okay, I think I'll just go and like throw my top back on and just sit down.
And at this point, Moira comes over to you, Adrastus, and goes, "You might be slightly relieved to know we're approaching Bricktown." And the rest of you look out to the front, and you do see that in the horizon, quickly approaching, is the dockside of Bricktown. As you approach it, you see that it is very, very busy. You've got ships coming in from all angles, and it appears to be a very industrious town. Of course, Derek, none of this is new to you. The rest of you briefly passed through it on your way to the academy, but this is your first time arriving into it, where you really get to see the panorama of the city, and it is a very, very large place. You can see spires of great white stone towering over slums of red brick and thatched roofs. There's all sorts of manner of people seem to live here, and the docks are bustling with activity as you pull into them. Is there anything any of you like to do before you disembark the ship?
Moira, do you know where a temple is?
All right. Justice, relax. We'll get you what
Well,
you need to
maybe,
be,
I don't know if gods can help you, you know?
Well, I'm pretty sure it was something close to a bloody god that did this to me, so it's the closest thing I've got.
Well, I would suggest a magical professional, you know, someone akin to me, but obviously
Yes, akin to you.
Well, not exactly me. I'm one of a kind, but, you know, someone who's a bit more professional and fits into normal society, I guess.
We'll find you someone.
Now, you sure I can't interest you in a jeweler? I know a good guy down the road.
I will
God.
eat your face.
Oh my God, let's go.
Derek's laughing at himself.
At this point, Moira slides down the gangplank and just looks at the rest and goes, "Right, you're in Bricktown now, so the only bit of advice I can give you is maybe don't talk about having a massive diamond lodged in your chest. It might attract the wrong sort of attention. Other than that, I don't know, I hope I see you again soon because I'm intrigued to hear. I'll let you know if anything happens, but I don't know. I've never seen anything like it before."
Well, Moira, do you know where we're supposed to meet this Oliver fellow? Is it at the tavern?
No, he's the grumpy-looking one. Down at the docks. You can see him. You can see him as soon as you look over the gangplank. It's very obvious it's him. He's sort of in dark leather armor, quite well-fitting, and he's just slumped against one of the dock posts with a red hood and a red cape over him, which you'd actually recognize to be the Cape of the Red Moons that he appears to be wearing. And he's just slumped against one of the posts. Appears to be smoking some sort of pipe as well.
Maybe he can help us.
Well, Adrastus, do you want to tell him about the gem?
I don't know.
It's your problem.
This will literally be like the most frazzled you've seen Adrastus since we started at the academy.
Touched by a god. No, I can't imagine he's upset at all.
I mean, he might. Yeah.
At this point, you just hear, "You lot gonna come down the gangplank, or we're gonna have to go up there and get you myself."
We're coming. Let's go.
Totally good. So you guys
Moira,
head down the gangplank.
I was like, if you see the lady, I don't know, shake your fist at her or something. I don't know.
I'm not going to do that. You've seen her.
Yeah, no.
That's a horrible idea.
Thank you for the journey, Moira. It was eventful.
You're more than welcome. All right, and she starts busying herself away with the rigging, and as you walk down, you see this very gruff-looking man. He's got a shortly shorn beard, so like very, very, almost like long, rough stubble, and messy black hair just peeks out from under the peak of his hood. He looks quite disheveled, actually, if it weren't for the fact that his dark leather armor is obviously impeccably maintained and oiled. 2 daggers sit on either side of his thighs, and he just kind of stares at you, still just taking a drag off this pipe, and breathes it out.
Well, good morning. We're from the academy.
Yeah, I figured as much. Well, welcome to Bricktown. What's your names? I mean, I've got your names here, but I'm not sure which is which. Oh, it's lovely to meet you, my son. What about the rest of you?
I'm Coraline. Nice
Coraline?
Name's Derek.
Derek Mathers. All right, mate.
Sorry, Adrastus.
Adrastus,
sorry.
You're the one from the Enclave.
Yep.
Lovely.
Yep.
Well, we'll talk more about what we're here to do, but maybe not here. Follow me. He starts striding along the docks, quickly darting out of the way of people carrying crates and livestock of all sorts. And you notice also, as you're walking along the docks of Bricktown, that there are several crews here that are very obviously either privateers or military of some sort, because they're loading things like weaponry and shot, essentially, onto the ships. But you manage to follow him through, and as you get to the end of the docks, he goes, "Staying in a lovely place, just round the corner from here. Should be fine, especially for what we're doing." Anyway, he leads you off around the corner, and you are walking essentially alongside a dockside street, so it is open to the sea, but there's no actual docks coming off of it itself. He goes, "Right, here's the place." And he opens the door to what looks like a completely nondescript house, but once you get in there, you see that actually it is probably one of the shabbiest and sort of most downtrodden taverns you've ever had the misfortune of seeing. And you're greeted by all sorts of ill characters in there as they turn their heads to stare towards you as the newcomers in the tavern. And at this point, you see Ollie kind of look up and just go, yeah, get over it. Back staring at your pints, you miserable wretches." And he just walks up to the bar. And you notice as he says that, everybody does, at least conspicuously, stop paying you attention.
I think I'll just follow him to the bar
Right.
Yeah, wait until either he orders a drink or something.
So you all walk up to the bar, and there is a large walrus of a man behind the bar pouring grim-looking pints of beer, and you get the impression that this is a kind of locals pub, we'll say. We would call it in the UK to be nice. But he looks at you and he goes, "Oh, welcome to Bricktown. Can I get any of you anything? Ollie? The usual?" And he looks at the rest of you.
What is the strongest shot you have?
"Oh, well, I think we've got some, what's it called?" And he sort of has this filthy bottle brought up from below the bar, and he's sort of scrubbing at the grime on the label, and he goes, "Groxland Grox juice, yes. Why would it be called anything else? I've seen this knock the socks off some people."
Can I have a hearty shot of that, please, sir?
"Half a pint of that, right." He starts
Yeah,
getting
sure.
a small glass out from underneath and pouring some of this incredibly bright red liquid out of it that almost has like a viscous quality to it.
Is it the same thing that Zappo had?
No, Zappo had a lizard swamp mash, I believe.
Okay.
But yes, he looks at the rest of you. He goes, "Anything for the rest of you?"
Just have what Ollie's having.
"Very well, that's the usual. Anything else?"
I'll just take an ale.
"Very well, that's what we call the usual here. So 3 ales
I'm good, thanks.
and a nothing. All right." And so he gives you this half pint of bright red liquid. I mean, this looks chemically colored to say the least. And then he turns around to some of the kegs behind him and starts pouring out some hardy mugs of just a sort of thin brown looking ale. And eventually he puts them all down on the counter and he goes, "Oh, no charge for you, Ollie. Not for you and your guests. Well, enjoy. If you need anything, my name's Teddy." And this morning, Ollie just shakes his hand and he goes, yeah, all right, Teddy, bugger off." And he sort of
Well, should
shuffles
we
away.
Find somewhere bit without all these prying eyes. Is there a booth?
And he walks to the corner where there's a large round table for enough seats for you all to sit round on these dingy little stools in this odd establishment. And he sits in the corner and he goes, "Right, well, I suppose introductions are in order. I've got your names, but My name's Ollie Nightlock. I'm a field agent, I believe. I have no idea why they've given me you lot. I typically work on my own, but, well, all's fair, I guess. So, how much do you know about what we're here to do?
I think Adrastus is gonna try and take like a good measure of the red drink that he has. How does he respond?
You're trying to take a hearty measure of it.
Like with the equivalent of like a good sized shot.
Make me a Constitution saving throw.
He's gonna get another gem. It's gonna be red this time. That's a 15.
Yeah, you seem to be fine. I wouldn't say that you enjoy the shot, but you certainly managed to take it down. And it burns like literal fire. Not like a really alcoholic drink. It seems to possess some of the properties of actual fire in terms of pain level. But you keep it down, and very quickly you start getting almost like a buzzed feeling in your head.
Okay. Ollie, Ollie, do you mind if I call you Ollie?
What's what my name was?
Only
my mum calls me Oliver. And Qatar when she's angry with me.
Is there somewhere very private I can show you something? As soon as Oz laughs, I like go and hit his shoulder. I'm like, shut up, Oz.
Well, they said that some your squad had some quirks, but I'm glad that you're planning to make it a memorable first encounter. Yeah, go on, Justice. Where would you like to retire to, me old chip?
I think I'll look around because obviously we're in the corner and he's facing out from the corner, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he'd just like stand up so that his back is to the bar and just lift the top up.
Flash them.
Oh.
Flash some flesh.
Well, that's certainly someone I haven't seen before.
Yeah. So this happened.
And how did that happen?
Do you know the Lady of the Sea?
Oh, the old sailor's tale? Yeah, of course, mate.
Yes, it's not a tale.
Well,
where
are you going with this?
The Lady of the Sea gave me this.
Right. That's really got to your head, hasn't it? These little gestures.
It's not. I promise. Look, do you know anyone in this godforsaken town who will be able to help me? Any magic people? Any priests? Anyone?
At this point, he sort of looks over to Coraline, Derek, and Oz, and he just sort of looks and he goes, well, mate, all right.
No, he's not been good all morning. He's not his usual self, but I think that might have something to do with the bloody great big gem in his chest. It wasn't there the night before.
That is a funny one. If I was you, mate, I'd get a chisel and go to a pawn shop.
Oh, you and Derek are useless.
Oh, God.
Well, all right, mate. I don't know what that is. You're telling me about, the fairies or the Lady of the Sea or whatever gave it to you.
Yes.
All right, what happened? Tell me what happened.
So, Moira, the captain, she woke me up.
Redbeard, yeah. I know
yeah.
Redbeard.
So she woke me up and took me outside, and there was the giant fin above the water, and she said it's the Lady of the Sea, and she's only seen her 4 times in her life.
Look, what were you guys doing outside?
Moira woke me up.
Look, Moira's done some weird things to me on that ship, all right?
Hey.
So I think at that point I'd be like, "Why are you jealous, Caroline?"
That was absolutely improper.
Anyway, I think because I am from the Enclave, she thought I would have an interest in it, which I did. And then apparently I made a mistake by trying to talk to this mythical beast, who spoke back to me before hitting me with lightning. And then I woke up with this.
Well, if it wasn't for the large rock you got there in your cavity, I'd probably say that you needed to lie down, but, well, that's interesting. I guess can't have pissed off that much if you're still alive.
Yeah.
Sure it was the lady, though. What did it look like?
It was a large fin, was all I really saw. It beyond scale. To say the least.
Well, that's why I stay with my feet on the ground. Anyway, good luck with that. Do I know of any, what were you asking?
Is there anyone of the kind of magical arts or any priests or anybody who may be able to help with?
Is there anybody magical or any priest in Bricktown?
Any high-ranking people who may be able to help?
Is there any high-ranking people in Mate, do I look like I'm a high-ranking member of the clergy right now?
Is there anyone who will be able to help me?
You've specifically come here to meet me in a shady corner of a pub. I have no idea, mate. Hey, look, you might like going to some of the temples. If that's your thing, I don't know. But more likely, they're probably going to take you for their bloody experiments or whatever.
Okay, that's great. Look, no temples, no experiments. Thank you. Let's get on with the mission.
Listen. Yeah, we'll finish the mission. We'll get back to the academy, and then people can help us deal with it there. He has a point. If we just start raving around, people are going to think we're absolutely insane.
Oh, I'm sorry, Coraline. Are you the one who woke up this morning and spoke to a mythical deity and had a diamond implanted in your chest?
Exactly,
no, I didn't think so.
Like a madman. Exactly.
I don't know if it is actually a diamond. Is it a diamond?
It's like slightly like milky, like cloudy almost. You would guess it's not a diamond.
I'm just worried that if we start doing this, we're gonna get ourselves into trouble here.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, sorry, Ollie. Please continue. I'll do the healthy thing and lock it all down.
At this point, Derek would grab out of his pack the half-burnt contract that.
Oh, a letter. Oh, this is the one with a CD on, right? Yeah, I've been here a few days. We'll get into that. Anyway, your friend Adrastus said to continue. Well, actually, I asked any of you, how much do you know about what we're doing here?
As much as we've gleaned from that letter. Other than that, we're in the dark, I think.
All right. Well, what I've been doing is trying to find out who this CD is. Now, of course, there's all sorts of shady higher-ups here in the city, but I don't know. Something's itching me about this one. Now, I also got told by Arto that apparently they've been getting their orders from a place called the Galloping Beauty.
Yeah, we had heard that. Was that from the pirate we talked to on the boat?
Apprehended.
Yeah, I heard you splattered his brains all over the deck, but
that was Moira.
Well, yeah, probably doesn't surprise me. She's a bloody lunatic, but yeah. So, well, the Galloping Beauty is about 3 doors down from this fine establishment, just around the corner. And I've been sat in there for what feels like 3 months, but has apparently only been 3 days, watching the ongoings. Now, obviously I ain't exactly been doing that in the full light as a sentinel, because, you know, people aren't really likely to plan attacking your mates in front of you, but yeah, I've basically been watching, and it does certainly seem like there's one guy in there who people are making a beeline to go and talk to. He seems to be the one giving out the work, I've had to guess, because this is the thing about the Beauty, right? It's a freelancer's pub. You go in there if you're looking to get some work as a deckhand or some muscle or something. But this one's different. People are queuing up to talk to him. He's not approaching them, which means that he's paying very well. And word must be spreading. So I reckon that's our man.
So you think he hired the pirates to come after us?
Well, I've seen him talking with some fine groups of ill repute. So I reckon so.
Well, how do we... Well, go ahead, Derek.
Why haven't you tried to apprehend him yourself?
Well...
Or at least talk to him.
Look, I'm one man. If I go in there, you know, knives out, yeah, I'd probably be fine, but he's not going to be fine. And more importantly, we kind of need to find out what's going on here, because, look, when the Academy faces a threat, you know, it's normally some hobnob in Calla Twist has got his eyes out for the Academy after, you know, they didn't let in his nephew Timmy. It's not normally a man in a pub paying people to attack ships. That's a bit different.
Have you tried queuing up to take a job from him?
Oh, it's like you read my mind, Adrastus. I haven't thought of doing that, no.
That's what you want us to do.
But I think I know
Right.
who will be doing it. Look, I'm pretty recognizable around here, alright? If I go up and ask for work as a regular pirate, I ain't gonna get shit. I'm gonna get left in the ditch. They know exactly who I am and they know I'm up to something, but you lot, they ain't got a clue. The problem is you lot walk in as sentinels and they might have a little bit of a clue. So what we
Just a
need to
little
do, just a little bit, yeah. What we need to do is get you lot looking like some good old-fashioned scum of the earth, no-license privateers, entrepreneurs of the sea, is what I'm saying. And, well, it's going to take a lot of work in some of your cases.
Oh my.
However, it just gets better. We can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. Lady Luck would have it that I was sitting in there last night when I saw a crew take the offer from this gentleman in the corner. And that crew is currently loading up their ship at the dock outside. So what I'm saying, suggesting, of course, is that we mosey on down there, you have a chat to them, you know, convince them against the error of their ways and relieve them of their clothing, and then go and take on the job yourselves. They'll be down a crew as far as I'm concerned.
My only reservation is won't this gentleman in the corner realise that? Well, I mean, does one of them a lizard folk by any chance?
Well, no, but you can wear a top, can't you?
Well, I suppose.
Exactly.
All right.
Pirates aren't exactly known for their fine tailoring.
At the end of the day, this probably sees quite a few people walk in and talk to him. I can't imagine he hasn't seen a lizard folk either.
Well, exactly. You're in Bricktown now, mate. You're not the only lizard folk in the city. There are dozens of you.
How many people are it? Dozen? Never mind. I'm on board with it. I'm happy to do this, and I hope it takes your mind off things, Adrastus. Sounds like a bit of fun, at least.
Assuming they don't all see the thing I have and try and stab it out of my chest.
Well,
Well, if you put your top back on, mate, probably be less of a problem.
That is a fair point.
Right.
Shall we?
I don't see much else of a choice.
Oh, and don't worry about the guards. They know all the pirate crews, and they ain't gonna give a shit about you bashing their heads in. Also, I've paid them all off, just to be safe.
Oh.
Out of interest, when you say bashing their heads in, is I look at Coraline, killing or no killing?
Can we?
Just I'm asking for posterity. I'm not
Well,
asking
look.
to have a go.
Look, personally, I mean this in the kindest way possible. I don't give a shit if you kill them. But, I will say, most average crew around here, they ain't gonna fancy throwing it down with a sentinel. Especially not a group of them, alright? They know that you're picked for reasons. You can maybe talk them out of it. So, maybe try. Like I say, look, I'm giving advice that I wouldn't take, but you can try talking about it if you want.
All right.
Sounds like we're gonna go find some clothes.
Right,
Looks like
well,
it.
like I say, they are, they're at the dock just round the corner, so...
I guess that's our first stop.
No time like the present.
Don't tell your old Ollie doesn't make things convenient for you.
Hmm. All right. Shall we head out then? I guess.
Let's go.
Alright, here you go.
Oh, finish your drink, Adrastus.
I'll take like another mouthful and then that'll be it.
Alright. So,
You hammered.
you're all heading out, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys head out the tavern, which you didn't even see a sign of, and you make your way around the corner following Ollie. He's going with you. And eventually, Ollie puts his hand up by a bunch of crates that are just obscuring your view of the loading area of one of the ships in dock, and he goes, "Right, well, I think that's your mates over there." And he gestures just across the dock, and you can see 3 sort of crewmen, deckhands, just standing around conversing over some barrels. It seems like they're mostly done loading the ship at this point. The loading ramp is up, and it seems like they're mostly done and kind of preparing to go out. You can see that these 3 are not by any means... They don't look like particularly successful pirates. They are rather raggedly clothed with sort of rusted blades hanging at their sides, where one of them has a crossbow on their back, but they're just having hearty conversation. You can hear the guffaws and just general chatter coming from that direction.
But there's only 3 of them that we can see, yeah?
Yeah, there's 3. Yeah, there's 3 standing by the dock, yeah.
So we don't have to necessarily kill them, right?
No, we just do, you know, with a tough guy act.
Yeah.
Derek, after you.
It's worth noting at this point as well, it's very quiet around at the moment because the light is just beginning to fade.
My question was, should we be brandishing our insignias, or should we go in there just a little less so authoritative?
Well, Ollie said himself that people don't want to mess with Black Blades, so...
My only concern is if we don't at least incapacitate them somehow, is that they may run to the person who offered the contract and tell them that 4 Black Blades stole their clothes.
Well, all we got to do is just say we're there to arrest them, you know, tie them up, relieve them of their garments, and, you know, leave them in the hold of the ship, and we'll get them after we've done the job. Hopefully we won't forget and leave them to starve in the hold.
That's actually not a bad idea, Oz.
Yeah.
All right. Is that what we're going to do?
So wait, your plan is you're going to go and arrest them?
Sure. Why not?
Bloody hell, I hate new people. Alright, off you go, have fun. I'll stand back here. If it looks like they're going to kill you, I might step in.
Oh, God. Okay, let's
After
go.
you, Coraline.
Fine. I
Coraline, how's the bloodlust going, Coraline?
Shut up. I walk up towards the guys on the dock.
All right, so you can see now that it's like a female human and a half orc and another male human, just standing around heartily talking. And as you start approaching, their eyes do begin to flick towards you, but they seem to be ignoring you for the most part right now.
All right. God damn it. I take out my weapon.
As soon as you draw your flail, they all sort of turn and stare towards you.
I go, all of you, listen up.
All
I'm
right.
assuming I have their attention.
Yeah, you got my attention.
Your
I think
Honor,
Adras is just standing there with his arms crossed in the back, just watching this happen.
by the order of the Black Blades, you guys are to. Sorry. I'm sorry, I actually read
Lady,
that.
what do you want?
You're under arrest by the order of the Black Blades.
For
Surrender
what?
now, and you will not be harmed.
Under arrest for what?
The goods you have on the ship, they're of interest to
What
us.
goods?
On the floor, let's go. You're under arrest.
For what? What
I
am
walk
under
up to
arrest
her.
for?
I start walking up to her,
Yeah.
and I go, "You're under arrest.
For what?
On your knees."
No. What am I under arrest for?
I told you. The illegal goods on the ship are of
What
interest to
illegal
us.
goods? All right, name an illegal good on that ship.
That's none of your business.
Well,
It's
it's
the Black
exactly my
Blades
business. It's our ship.
I think I'll just.
Can't you see, like, the thingy?
I think I'll walk up and just be like, "We need your clothes."
What?
What?
And at this point, one of
Justice!
the bigger guy next to us sort of puts a hand on her shoulder and steps in front and goes, "You're saying you need our clothes?
We need your clothes. Yes.
So let me get this right. She's trying to arrest us, and you want my pants." And he gestures back at Derek and goes, "Anything for you two? Would you like supper or, I don't know, maybe a performance?" Get the fuck out of here.
I listen. I walk up. I say, listen. You from Bricktown?
No.
Well, then you don't understand how we do it here.
We ask people's pants and then arrest
No.
them.
Listen, I'm not from Ascira. I don't know what he's doing. But at the end of the day, we need some stuff from you. You have some information of ours that we need.
So what? Wait. Do you want the illegal goods? Not that we have them. Do you want the illegal goods or?
Listen, I could give
Do you
two
want
shits
my-
about your goods.
So you want our clothes or information? What is happening?
God.
You lot are bad at this.
Why did you guys? Look,
Coraline, you're doing an awful job, okay?
you're doing an awful job. You just asked for his pants.
Guys, please.
Which we
please,
need.
Save the domestic for when you have fucked off, right? For now, is there anything that we can help you with? As we are just standing around here. We ain't doing anything.
What do you have to do?
You approached us, mate. We were just standing here.
Standing here loading a ship. What are you gonna be doing?
Sailing out of port.
Where are you going?
Can we start again?
That's the smartest thing any of you have said. Where are we going?
Yeah.
Why is it like Okrujan? There you go.
What are you doing there?
Tourism.
Oh, you're going to see the sights, eh?
Yeah. I hear the lakes are beautiful this time of year, mate.
I don't know what to do now.
Look, listen. We just need your stuff. If
So
you don't
wait,
wanna
are
get
we?
hurt,
You were the
give
one
us-
arresting us.
Give us the stuff.
No, you're the arresty one. He's meant to ask for our stuff. He gestures at a Drastic.
I'm like tightening my grip on my flail.
Goes, all right, look, we've had our fun. You've had your fun. I suggest you get out of here before our captain and his new mate get out. All right?
No, we don't have that option.
I think that is definitely in your interest, mate.
No.
I'd be inclined to disagree.
That's the last time. Give us the stuff, and we let you go.
How about you talk to our captain, yeah?
You the one that signed your contract.
He's the one that pays us.
Why is he paying you to go to tourism spots, huh?
He's really into his fishing.
You just bonk him.
Paladin thing is awesome, yeah.
All right, look. Here it is.
Buzz.
Right, here it is. We want your clothes, and we're going to arrest you for the illegal goods in your ship. So either you submit to being arrested and searched, or we have to do it the hard way. And have you know, they call me Oz the Insane, and I'm fucked off. so get
Agabel,
down to your knees.
you're telling me you're the crazy one out of all this group. Well, I'm truly scared of you then, mate.
Is it
Right.
enough for your lip? Enough for your lip, or you'll spend the night in the cells.
All right, we've had our fun. Captain! And at this point, the two of them there draw their swords, and the one with the crossbow takes a step back. I'd like you
man.
all
We are so good at this.
to roll initiative,
Wow!
please.
Way to go, everyone!
Oh my god.
I
All I needed was a persuasion check, okay? I would have been fine.
You guys are incredible. All right.
I hate that this is recorded and that we can't. That this is going to be witnessed by many people. See our incompetence.
All right, if
Well,
you
that's
guys,
the thing. We're learning how to be Black Blades. It counts.
if you guys want to place yourselves
I don't
on
know
the
what
map,
we learned there, but it's not how to be Black Blades.
all right,
Where
place
are we?
yourselves on the map. You are speaking to the gang of three there. The figure in the hood that you can see off to the left is Ollie.
Ollie's just
Ollie.
sitting there like,
Ollie's,
Oh, Ollie is face palmed into the fucking floor. of
Ollie's
this
cracked
one.
open a tinning at this point.
Bloody hell.
All right, roll initiatives, please.
Roll initiative.
I'm
I
gonna roll.
rolled
in.
a 15.
All
I
right.
rolled an unnatural 20.
Wait.
So
I get
the
to-
Oh wait, no, I didn't roll a 15. I rolled a 17. Thanks,
Half-orc with the
rakish
crossbow.
audacity.
The dweeby and the tunnel.
You're welcome, John. All right. The captain gets the turn right now as well. That
Yeah,
is-
see, as much as like a sausage pot that was, I think it was
A
a good.
sausage pot. What was this?
I'll add you guys' turns. You can add in your.
I think that's what the first Black Blade mission would look like for most people.
All right. So while you guys add in your initiatives, we will take a short break there, while the party recover
Recover
their
from
dignity. So we'll see.
I
Okay,
don't
let's
know
kick
if
it
I'm
off.
ready.
So we've rolled initiative. The party's ready. Oz, why don't you take it away?
Okay, first question, just for me. The guy directly opposite me, is he wearing metal armor by any chance?
No, he's wearing like a long maroon leather trench coat and a cloth shirt, crossed with a bandolier that appears to have some sort of throwing knives on it, but no
Okay.
actual metal armor itself.
All right. In which case, I'm just going to try and hit him with the old shocking grasp.
Okay. So what
that's
is the
fine.
roll for that?
It's for me. I just make an attack roll, a spell attack roll.
Okay.
So it's 19 to hit.
That certainly hits.
Okay. So he takes full damage as well. He takes 1d8 lightning damage, and he cannot take reactions.
So is that 8 lightning damage?
Yeah, 8 lightning damage, and I think it's just reactions.
I can roll the
You said
damage for you if you
1d8,
want.
Like, so it's 8?
And he can't take reactions until the start of his next turn.
Okey-doke.
So I'm just gonna fucking skedaddle off up the stairs and go over here.
Okay.
I warned you! I'm mostly insane!
When you get to the top of the stairs, Ollie just looks at you and goes, "You're the smart one." Adrastus, you're up.
Okay, I think Adrastus is going to shift into a direwolf. So let's just do that. Using
jam.
bonus action. Hold on. Where's that thing there? There we go. Where's the ninja? There he is.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, I'm just going to make an attack on the woman in front of me.
Okie doke.
So
She's
let's-
armored in a very similar manner to the other pirate, mostly makeshift leather armor and just cloth clothing. It's nothing too heavy.
Cool, that's fine. So I get 2 rolls because I get advantage because of pack tactics. So that's. So that is a 22 to hit
That certainly hits.
and a 10. So that's fine.
Yeah, your 22
Um,
hits.
Yep. So 2d6 plus 3. So that's 3 and 6. So 12 points of damage to the woman in
Ooh.
front.
All right. Yep, you just rend into her flesh, and she is still standing, but she's looking significantly worse for her.
Okay. And I think I might move up. Yeah, actually, no, I'm just going to stay still. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the turn of the half-orc holding the crossbow standing behind the 2 scimitar-wielding pirates. And he's just going to raise his crossbow, point it directly at you, Coraline, and pull the trigger. And with a resounding thwack, he rolls an unnatural 20.
Yeah.
That hits. All right, and you take 7 points of piercing damage as the bolt thuds into a gap between your pauldron and the chest plate. You can tell it's just a flesh wound, but it hurts quite a bit.
Yeah. Not great.
All right, and now your attention's drawn to the captain and another figure who appears to be a woman robed in these deep blue and aquamarine flowing robes who've stepped off the gangplank onto the pier. And the captain seems to be making ready to run towards the skirmish that's breaking out, but the woman just stops at the end of the pier and watches, and as you can just about see her, you can swear that there's a wry smile breaking out across her face. And she's just going to stand there and watch for now.
It's Strahd.
Derek, it's Strahd. Blur!
Boy!
Strahd! Surprise! Strahd! Derek, it's your
I'm
game.
gonna take a meaty stab at this trench coat wearing guy in front of me.
Yeah.
Ooh, 11 plus 5, 16.
Alright, that hits.
Sweet. And because of my rakish audacity and there's no one around me, I get sneak attack damage on this guy.
Is Rakish Audacity not if there's no one else around the person you're fighting?
You don't need advantage on the attack roll to use your sneak attack against a target. If you're within 5 feet of it, no other creatures are within 5 feet of you, and
Okay.
you don't have disadvantage on the attack roll.
Great, cool. Sorry, I thought it was around them.
Nope.
That's fine.
Yeah, I also thought that's why I checked. Damn, that is 15 damage.
Wow, yeah, okay, your meaty stab just happens to hit them. Well, how are you striking, Johnny? Are you striking lethally or non-lethally?
Lethally.
Okay, your meaty stab
Ooh.
is a solid strike, just straight up. You duck under a strike of his scimitar and jam your dagger to the hilt in his neck, and the gurgling sound as it's withdrawn, as the pirate slumps to the floor, utterly dead.
Try not to mess up the clothes.
Coraline has
Good point.
PTSD.
Good point. Don't worry, these are Coralines.
No.
And I'll take a step next to Coraline.
Okay.
And my turn.
Okay. So that was the turn of the female pirate. Sorry, I've got a very needy kitten here. That was the turn of the female pirate. In front of you, Adrastus, who's going to swing down through the blood with her scimitar towards you. And that's a 5, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that that doesn't hit. And, okay, that's going to end her turn. She's not going to take any further action from there. Coraline, you're up.
Oh my gosh.
She looks so hurt that I put her down to roll dice.
Oh.
She's like, what is this?
What do you mean? Put me
I'm
down?
going to try to take a swing at the lady pirate.
Okay.
Rolled a natural 1.
Wow, really?
Oh my god.
Unsurprisingly, that misses.
Is this with a new dice as well?
Yeah, it is.
Ah,
That's your problem.
Jesus.
I'm just gonna be here and not do anything.
Okay.
That's it.
So you take a swing with her flail, but she's so busy swinging down at Adrastus that you mistime it and your flail just thuds into the ground, kicking up stones beneath her. And it's the turn of the captain at the back. He looks up and goes, "Ah, lads, a fine chance to prove ourselves in the eyes of our lucrative employer." And he's gonna charge
Oh no.
up. How far can he go? Let's have a look.
It's the equivalent of Strahd.
All right. I'm Pirate Strahd.
I'm going to suck your blood, me hearties.
I'm going to suck your booty. Wait, what? So he is going to run and attempt to, like, running leap up these crates with an acrobatics check.
I hope he fails.
I
And
hope he
He
fails.
won't fail. He's a pirate. He loves that shit. Swinging from fucking rigging and stuff like that.
Craig knows. He runs and his first leap, 1 foot lands squarely on it, and he pushes off and jumps up the 5 foot or so gap. And then he is going to brush aside the falling pirate and stand straight in front of you, Derek. So let me just shift that icon. And stand straight in front of you, grinning, and you see several gold teeth in this decayed maw of this pirate. And he's going to draw 2 scimitars and swing them both at you. And that is... Okay, one of those hits. So, I'm going to guess one of those hits. That's a 19.
Definitely does.
The other was a 3, so I don't think that hits.
Definitely not.
All right, so you take... Brilliant. You take 4 points of slashing damage as you feel the scimitar just manage to cut a light cut across your shoulder, and you feel a slight burning sensation around the cut, but nothing more at this time. All right, and then that is the male pirate's dead, so his turn doesn't matter. Oz, back to you.
I shall. Well, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb for lightning damage,
Okay.
of course.
Yeah.
So again, it's another ranged spell attack. Or well, this one's a ranged spell attack. So it's that's a 6. So,
So you spin up this ball of lightning, and you're just so excited to finally get to do this, and you fling it towards the pirate, and you let go a little bit early, and it just shoots off about 20 feet high in the sky. And yeah, everybody looks at your shiny ball of lightning, dissipates in thin air.
Pretty cool.
Well done, Oz. Address
I mean,
this. Anything else, Oz?
well, because I cast a spell as a bonus action, I can fly 10 feet.
Okay.
So I'll just go whoosh, like 10 feet along, flying off lightning, and then just sink. I don't know, can I duck behind the crates if there's cover or something like that?
Absolutely, absolutely. You can obscure yourself from vision behind those crates. There's like a stack of 2 crates that you can be completely obscured behind.
Okay, I'll duck behind those and just give Ollie a nod. Then
he sort of gives you sort of like a look. Yeah, okay, Adrastus, you're up.
Okay. I think he's just gonna try and finish off the woman in front. If I hit, I'm probably gonna try and do non-lethal damage.
Okay.
So that is.
Don't bite
Like
nearly
head
as
butter.
hard.
That's a 10 for one.
That does
so
not
that doesn't
hit.
And a 14 for the other.
Neither of those hit, I'm afraid.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
As she just manages to dodge, clutching this horrible-looking wound she has by her ribs. She desperately manages to dodge backwards, almost stumbling into the crates out the way of your swings.
Cool. I am going to try and... Well, I'm going to move up here, then.
Okay.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. As the half-orc with the crossbow is about to take another shot at Coraline, he gets frustrated with this direwolf jumping in front of him, and instead lowers his crossbow and tries to shoot a shot point-blank into you.
Oof.
Which is... Okay, that's a 15 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Never mind.
Yeah, I was like, disadvantage? Don't care. Alright, for 4 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
As the bolt just slams into your flank, but you barely feel it. You're so adrenalined up in your direwolf form.
Do I still have... I'm assuming the gem is, like, lightly glinting or something.
I mean, you can't really look right now because you're wearing, you're a wolf and you can't look at your
Okay,
chest.
okay.
Can't really look at their own chest.
Alright. So, that pirate ends its turn, and it goes back to this woman in the sort of, like cerulean-style robes and the lavish jewelry at the back. She appears to be a young half-elf, and she's just kind of spinning her own chromatic orb in her hand. And you can see her almost consider for a moment, and then she just lackadaisically flicks it up towards you, Derek.
God.
And that is going to be a... Yep, that hits. That's a 22 to hit.
Ow.
And that will be... Very nice. That's 14 points
Oh, fuck.
of
Ow.
fire damage.
Oof.
Not that it matters, but yeah, of fire damage
Ow.
as she spun up a red chromatic orb. So, she just kind of sits there with her wry smile, and you can see her fingers begin twirling and another orb start appearing. But she doesn't really seem to be taking too much action right now. Derek, you're up.
Gently pat myself out. And again, take a meaty swing now at this captain with my rapier.
Okay.
Probably doesn't hit. 14?
That does not hit, I'm afraid.
Damn.
You just scrape off one of his hardened leather pauldrons on his trench coat.
What can I do? Nothing, really. I guess I will stand there menacingly.
Alright.
That's about it.
You stand there menacingly. So the female pirate on her last legs is once again going to swing down towards you, Adrastus.
Yep.
And with a desperate slash of her saber, she achieves an 18, actually.
Yep.
Which hits you for 4 points of slashing damage once again. You feel the blade cut across the back. The heat of pain radiates from the wound, but you know it's not too serious as soon as it hits you.
Yep.
And Coraline, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to cast Bless.
Okay.
So I'm gonna bless all 3 of you. Anytime you make an attack roll, you can add a D4 to it. So
Very nice.
hopefully that'll help us hit things.
yeah,
a little bit
hopefully.
more.
I'm gonna be that guy and say you can't see Oz at the moment, so you can't actually bless him.
Well,
Hey,
screw
what was
you,
that?
Oz. I don't know if I can bless myself. I don't think so. It says you can bless up to 3 creatures of your choice. I don't know if that includes
includes
myself.
yourself. I'll say that includes yourself.
Of your
All right,
choice.
well, and I'm gonna bless myself as well.
You're definitely
Nice.
a creature.
All right.
Don't stress yourself. Bless yourself.
I'm gonna give myself the heart of bless.
Very nice.
And I can't really do much else, unfortunately.
Gotta love low-level combat. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's all I got for now.
All right. So, the captain's turn. He grins towards you, Derek, as your blow fails to land on him. He'll swing both sabers towards you.
I'm so good.
That is for one is a 12.
That's a miss.
And one is a 21.
That's a hit.
All right, and you take.
Please low roll.
You take 9 points.
Cool.
Well, you take 8 points of slashing damage, and you also feel a burn emanate out from the wound, and you take an extra point of acid damage.
Give myself the skull and crossbones of being on the floor.
Are you down?
I am down. Yeah.
All right.
Man down.
And the pirate sort of grins the camera and goes, "Ha, see, boys? One down. Few more to go. The lizard man ran away. We have the advantage." All right. And lizard man, it's your turn.
All right. Well, I'll peek out from behind the crate and say, "Think I ran away? You bloody idiot!" I'm gonna try and I'm going to twin spell cast Chromatic Orb.
Oh my, okay.
Whoa.
So I'm gonna target the pirate, Lord Captain, whatever we're calling him, and then the orc with the crossbow.
Okay.
So I'll make a ranged spell attack against the pirate lord first. That's 13.
Oh, that does not hit, I'm afraid.
Fuck's sake. My second one goes for the orc. Okay, that's a 22.
That's
Oh,
certainly
if
hits.
only I could see you.
Yeah, good point. Okay, so he takes 3d6 of lightning damage, so that's 9, 12 points of lightning damage.
All right, that just does it. So yeah, your orb misses the pirate captain, and it actually flies over his shoulder between him and the half orc, and he turns around. He's like, "Ha ha! A feeble spell!" Just as the second orc slams into the half orc and just electrifies his entire body, and he just drops to his knees and slumps over.
Why? Have some of that, you buggers!
All right. Anything else, Oz? Would you like to fly 10 feet?
No, I'm not gonna. I'll just try and pull my weight as I slowly take off.
All right, Adrastus, you're up.
I think Adrastus, seeing the pirate captain obviously down Derek, just snarls and lunges for him. So that's not gonna hit.
You have your D4.
Yeah, I got a 3, so it's definitely not.
Womp
No,
womp.
it was an 8, but and then I've got advantage, so another one. And that is a 15 plus 17.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So let's have a
Hashtag
look.
blessed.
Wait. So 2d6 plus 3, so that is 6. 8 plus 3, 11 points of damage. And apparently, if I succeed, it's a DC 13 strength check or you're knocked prone, which I forgot to do.
All right, is that not when you charge someone? Is that not the pounce thing?
It literally just says creature on actions, strength plus prof, bite, 2d6 plus 3 damage. Creature succeed, DC 13, strength or knocked prone.
Okay, cool, perfect.
The bite.
I think it's like that for direwolves.
Okay, he rolls a 15. So.
Okay.
All right, you were striking the pirate captain, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, he rolls a 15 in that case, just checking the modifier. Yep. All right, sweet. So he is still standing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, it's time. The half-orc's dead. So this mysterious mage at the back, she's just spinning up another chromatic orb in her hands, but she's just kind of watching, and you see just a very sort of patient gaze in her eyes, and she's just holding the spell for now. Derek, you're up.
I'm needing to roll. Please.
Best saving throw.
All right, I rolled a 10.
That's a success.
Hey, got it.
Success.
And that's it for me.
All right, female pirate who is somehow still clinging to life. She is going to swing her saber towards you this time, Caroline. For 14 to hit.
Nope.
Okay, so her saber just rattles off your armor as she's looking increasingly desperate, and it's your turn.
Just an FYI, John. My bless is technically good for saving throws. Does that count with death saving throws as well?
And they
It's a
have
saving throw,
bless
I
when they're
guess.
unconscious?
That's a good point. Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
I will check that while you take a turn.
Okay. I'm gonna bash pirate captain boy, cause he downed my friend. I'm gonna attempt to anyway. Oh god, please hit.
Not gonna do it lethally.
Ooh.
Just kidding. He almost died.
17 plus. Okay, so I got an 18 to hit.
So I think bless will work on death saving throws. By the way, 18 hits. So.
Okay.
Does she dare do the thing?
I'm gonna divine smite.
All right, divine smite away.
because he did hurt my friend. I have reason to do so. All right. Oh, good God. So it's 2. I gotta do damage first. Oh my God. Okay, sorry.
Oh yes, the good old divine smite rolls. Let me get my 8 other dice.
Yeah, I'm all flustered. I'm sorry. So 8 plus 18 damage.
Okay, that certainly does it. So you strike him down as your flail flashes with golden light, and it just lands square on the top of his head, and it is not a pretty sight as red mist just flies out, and the pirate captain immediately slumps to the floor. And he is very, very much so dead. As he falls to the floor, the female pirate remaining will drop her cutlass to the floor and seemingly surrender.
All right. What about the chick at the back?
Oz, what would you like to do?
I'll just yell out, "See, we warned you. Should have submitted to the search and given us your clothes."
And as the female pirate just goes, "I'll give you whatever you want. You can arrest me."
I would want to. Well, can I see the mage?
Not from behind
person?
your boxes. No.
Okay. I guess I'd kind of wander out down to about there,
Okay.
and then I'll just I'll hold an action to fire a firebolt at the mage if she does anything hostile, like if
Okay.
she attacks any of myself and my friends.
All right, address this.
I think I will shift out of direwolf form and move over to Derek and cast Cure Wounds.
Oh yeah,
on
shit! I
him.
forgot about you there.
It's cool, man. I get it. I'm just dying here.
All right, so you're healing Derek with Cure Wounds.
Yes, I am. So it's 1d8 plus 3. So where's my d8? So I mean, it's only 5, but hopefully it'll stop him dying.
Get some off the ground.
Yeah.
All right. So anything else?
I just kind of mumble, "Sorry, Coraline."
All right, at this point, the mysterious mage at the back, she sort of flicks the chromatic orb out of existence and just goes, "So disappointing. Looks like I'm going to have to find some better crews. Perhaps the Okrajani might." "Oh, sorry, I'm being terribly rude." And she claps her hands together and starts pulling them out, and between it, a larger and larger ball of fire, some might say a fireball, begins to appear. And just as it's reaching its apex and she starts lifting it up, ready to cast it, you just hear, "No, you fucking don't." And Ollie hops down from his perch and clicks his fingers, and you see the fireball just immediately dissipate. And the mage looks at him and goes, "Oh, so disappointing. Oh well, next time." And she's not like grab, you can't quite tell what she's grabbing, but she grabs something around her neck and just dissipates from your view. She just snaps like that and is gone. And she's no longer there.
Well, I think we handled that with such subtlety and aplomb. The Academy will praise us for our efforts.
I'm gonna pull up the healing potion I got out of Anne's pockets and drink it.
All right. And at this point, Ollie is dashing towards the ship, and he actually jumps onto the side of the ship and clambers onto the deck, seeming to be searching around the deck. So he's away from you at the moment.
I think I would. I'll start looking through the Captain Pirate's pockets.
All right. So you start looting. Make an investigation check.
Okay. Plus. That's a 9. It's not a strong one.
It's not particularly strong, but after a few minutes of fumbling around, you do find a folded up letter that looks similar to the one that you found on the initial pirate who boarded you on your way to the academy. Other than that, you just find a few gold pieces amounting to 3, nothing spectacular. Nothing else that you can really find of value on him.
Okay.
Can I grab a rope and tie up the hands of the pirate chick?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just say you grab some off the floor. You are at a dock. There's quite a lot of rope around. She willingly lets you tie up her hands, but as you're doing it, she just kind of looks and goes, I think I've lost quite a lot of blood. Can someone maybe do something? Bit of a cheeky ask, I know, but
I give her 1 point of lay on hands.
okay. As you do that, you see the wound just like sort of scab over a little bit, and it does stem the flow of the blood. Just cheers.
So I'll
Don't
want.
me yet.
I'll wander over to the prisoner and say, right, I warned you, I was the bloody insane. Now, we want to know who the bloody hell that was. And I'll gesture towards the end of the dock where the mage was.
She just looks and goes, I really don't know. The captain is the one who was talking to her in the cabin. We were waiting out here for a reason. We were told to wait out here. They deliberately weren't telling us anything.
But we heard she was called your employer or benefactor. We heard you were hired by someone in the Galloping Beauty. So
Yeah.
who really hired you?
Someone hired the captain. We're just the crew.
So she's not part of your crew.
No, I'd never seen before in my life. Captain told us that we were meeting someone at the docks here. She appeared in much like she disappeared. And yeah, they went onto the ship in the cabin and they were... I don't know. I mean, normal in this, I thought they were just discussing terms, you know? But I don't know. Sorry, I never spoke a word to her.
Can I have a look at the letter?
Yeah, sure. You read it, and it's very similar to the first one. I assume that you're kind of comparing them, if not physically, then mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're reading it, and it basically just says, very similar, it says, attempt to locate any target individuals. Please no fatalities. Injuries will be frowned upon and deducted from your end pay. And it is signed CD.
I'd like to stand up and take a look at any of the clothes of the people on the ground, see which one would be closest to my size.
You figure the clothes of the half-orc crossbow wielder would probably fit you.
We'll start disrobing him in the street.
Okay, you start taking the clothes off a dead body. Anybody else?
I'm loath to ask a woman in the middle of a city to undress when we've got her tied up like us. Do you have another pair of clothes you can change into so we don't have to send you out?
On the ship, yeah.
Well, why don't we do that? Let you check, because we need those specific clothes that you're wearing. So if you change into something else, then why don't we can have your clothes? Because we do genuinely need your clothes.
I mean, do we really need these?
No, we don't need her
clothes?
clothes. We could take the other clothes. I'm assuming that would be fine.
Yeah, just take
As long
the
as we look
clothes
like
off the
pirates.
ship.
Well,
I don't think my
needed to
clothes
look
would
like-
fit you.
Okay, fair enough then.
This pirate probably has more than one
No offense,
pirate outfit.
no offense, Oz, but you're not going to look like them no matter what clothes you put on.
Well, if I get a big enough hat.
I pick up the tricorn and try to put it on his head.
Is it a snug fit?
Yeah, it would fit you. I mean, your ears are kind of bundled up inside of it, but largely it fits you.
Well, I think this makes me look quite dashing.
Gotta work on your accent, though.
You've gained a tricorn. Well done.
Nice.
All right. I'll go grab the stuff from the ship. Just
All
keep
right.
an eye on her.
So you're going over to the ship, yeah? Just
Yeah.
you, Caroline?
I'm going to the ship.
Okay, so as you make your way to the ship and you climb up the gangplank, Ollie is frantically searching around and ripping the lids off crates. He goes, I don't know what the bloody hell you've gotten yourselves into, but I don't know who that was. And, not being funny, but normally I know who people are. When some bint shows up and starts nearly incinerating entire squads, and I ain't got a clue, that's a little bit concerning.
This is just getting crazier the more we get into this, it looks like.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
obviously
like this.
someone with a lot of power.
Yeah, I don't know. And the worst thing is, yeah, I got mates, we'll call them, in all the major establishments around here. None of them have a clue who this CD is.
I'm assuming they must not be, I guess, from here. It might be from some other place.
Yep, I reckon, but I don't know. For the Academy to not be able to dig anything up on them, that's concerning.
We'll have to look into it more, I guess.
Yeah, if you see her again, I'd advise you not to try fighting her. She nearly blew you all to pieces.
Yeah, thanks for not letting that happen.
That's alright, I love doing that to mages, it pisses them off.
All right. Can I try to find the clothing?
Yeah, you see in actually one of the crates on deck that Ollie's been tearing through. He's thrown several changes of clothes around the deck, and you can fashion several outfits out of that.
Oh, okay. I'll grab a couple of outfits.
Yeah,
with
you just grab like a bundle of clothes for the guys.
Considering we made a mess of the other guys.
Yeah, maybe you don't want claw mauled and blood stained ones.
Mm.
All right, so you just grab those and head back.
Yeah.
Ollie stays on the ship. He appears to be tearing the place apart.
No, he can do that.
Should we put the bodies somewhere on the ship? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe hide them in the hold. Don't leave them in plain sight. And let's do that.
Yeah.
At that point, you see Ollie hopping off the ship, and he kind of gestures towards you. He's just like, "I'll look after all this. Don't worry. I'll get the guard to take them out. You I suggest you lot head back to the tavern."
The note that we got the first time, it was burned, wasn't it?
The top half was burned, but half of it was legible.
That's because Oz burned it, though.
Yeah, but so we wouldn't actually have read the full message until then, would we?
No.
Yeah.
You just saw like half words of. I do have them somewhere, but I give them to you. It was it was basically just saying you saw like no fatalities.
Yeah.
Preferably. No
I think
injuries.
I'd go present the new note to Ollie and.
So are you looking at them both now?
Yeah.
Make me a perception check.
They're not the same.
18 plus 3, 21.
All right, that gets it. These notes are not in the same handwriting.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
They're quite markedly different.
CD may not be a person. It may be a
Organization
people.
of some sort.
Ollie,
Yes, mate.
I just got this note off the captain, I'm assuming.
Yep.
The note that we received off the previous captain.
Right.
Look at this, and I'll just kind of hold up. Does the handwriting look different to you?
Before you even start a sentence, he looks at me. He's like, "Well, that's not the same person, is it?" No. Fucking hell. Well, you've either got CD using his or her minions to give out the orders, or what the bloody hell is a CD?
What is a CD?
I believe it stands for compact disc.
Only 90s kids will remember this.
This is how we make this D&D campaign relevant. What are CDs?
Relevant CDs in 2019.
Yeah. So that's new. Also, they have specifically listed targeted individuals, which by extension means if they're targeting the students on boats, that they have lists of all the students being sent out. Surely.
Yep, that would sound about right. That's no good.
Where are they getting this information?
Oh, that's another question, isn't it? And that's a question that has some very bad answers.
Ollie.
Yep.
Is there anybody at the academy with these, I guess, initials?
Oh. CD. To be honest, mate, I spent most of my time out in the field. I couldn't tell you for certain. I mean, I'm sure there is someone, right? They ain't that uncommon, but nobody that springs to mind.
Because if, let's say, Andrastus is correct, wouldn't that mean that somebody is giving out said information?
Yeah, it would. Here's the thing. Qatar. Me and her go way back. And Arto, but I try to forget those bits. She runs a pretty tight ship. It's hard to imagine somebody getting away with being a snake like that when she's around. But I don't know. Stranger things, I guess. Got your mate there with a fucking pebble in his chest, so...
Thanks for reminding me, Ollie.
Fair enough.
It's alright, mate.
Wow. Now you know how it feels, Andrastus.
Yeah, thanks, Killer.
Hey.
Mate, you turn into a cat and tear people apart. And that's coming from a very, very qualified killer. You know.
I can't argue, but it winds her up, so.
Yeah. Yeah, this is concerning.
Yeah, so if we're dealing with more than one person here, then this makes this a lot more difficult.
Well, it does and it doesn't. On the other hand, if it's more than one person, surely it's easier to find, right? That's just numbers. However, if it's more than one person, you know, it makes it a bit more might die-y, which is quite bad.
Especially if this person is as strong as that elf woman.
She weren't half as strong as she was acting like, but yeah. She was too much for you lot, that's for sure.
Yeah, whatever
No
she did
offense, by the way.
was not good.
Yeah,
Still
she was
dusting myself
gonna...
off.
She was gonna launch a fireball in the midst here. I've seen what those do, they're not particularly nice. Huh. But, yeah, don't worry about stuff like that, I can handle that. But, yeah, it's a tough one. I think what we gotta do, keep going with the plan. You know, technically it's worked up till now. And look, the good thing is, whoever that woman was, as far as she's concerned, we all, and she, escaped luckily with our lives, right? She's got no idea what we're planning. Why would she ever expect to see us again?
Only just to make sure that she wasn't the person you kept seeing at the tavern.
Nah, mate. That was a big geezer. Proper round individual, you know? Broad shoulders. Heavy set.
A unit, perhaps.
An absolute unit, mate. So you've been in Bricktown before.
But,
Right.
all right, well, I guess we gotta keep going with the plan. We have nothing else to go on, really.
Yeah, I think we do. Gotta keep
More
our
questions
eyes,
than answers.
eyes and ears open, though. Did, that lass who's rather uncomfortably tied up on the pier there, did she know anything?
No.
Nah. Didn't think so. I mean, that's the problem, innit? The crew really don't. They're just lackeys. Getting paid to pull the ropes. I'd let her go if I were you. There's no real harm in it.
She can't really do anything else. She has no crew.
By the looks of it, she's what? 18, 19? Scared shitless, I reckon. No need to drag another one down.
I'll walk over to her and undo the ropes. And before I completely undo the ropes, I'll go, get a job, and then let her go.
She says, thank you, sir. Yeah, my dad's got a bakery. I think I'm gonna... Yeah. Thank you. Just kind of runs away. Out of sight. Immediately disappearing down a back alley.
All right, so I start passing out, like, the clothing to everyone that I grabbed. Well,
Alright.
let's become pirates, lads.
I will pick whatever is jauntiest.
I'll pick whatever's Johnniest.
Oh.
Way. Shut up.
That was poor.
And at this point, Ollie kind of follows you up to the pier where you're all arranging the clothes, and he rummages around in the pockets of the pirate captain and pulls out a sheet of folded paper that seemed to be tucked in his like inside jerkin kind of underneath his main coat. He goes, "Whoa, would you look at that? Congratulations." And he hands it to you, Derek.
I open it up.
The document that you're looking at is a ship deed to the Crow's Wing. As well, you're going to be pirates, you better own a ship.
Dang, we got a ship.
Hey, I haven't seen one of these in a while.
And you look towards the ship in the port, and you can see, rather simply in white, painted under the mast, is the name the Crow's Wing.
Well, maybe we don't need to employ the services of Moira anymore. Does anyone actually know how to sail?
I've been around enough boats to, know my way around, but
I mean,
I've
I've
never
been around boats as well, Derek. The knowledge hasn't implanted itself in my mind.
not around boats enough, I guess.
I guess not.
We can
can
only
avoid-
be good at so many things. Us.
We can avoid the water for a while. That'd be great. I really don't want to meet the lady again.
At this point, Ollie looks at you and goes, I might advise you to change the name of the ship. You know, marked pirate vessels aren't the best thing to sail around in. As for that, hire a crew if you want. Won't cost you that much. I'm gonna feel like the Academy is gonna want to get to the bottom of this, so yeah. I think you should do anything you have to.
Fair enough.
Besides, if they get angry at you, just tell them I did it.
All right, then. What are we gonna call our boat? Any ideas?
And at this point, Ollie raises his hand. You see a faint glow come off it, and the name is just wiped off the ship.
Oh, fancy.
The Pride of Krugland.
Krugger.
Krugland.
Yeah.
Oh my god. We're calling it Krugland.
Wait, no, it's Krug that Oz is from.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Yeah.
aware.
No, we know.
I feel like there's an insult somewhere in
Yeah,
there.
I feel that might attract some unwanted attention.
What about the lizard's claw?
I mean, if you really want to let Oz name the ship after himself, I'm not going to stop you.
Well, let's hear some real suggestions for the rest of the group then. Exactly.
Alright, well,
Hold on.
Oh.
Let's wait at least two seconds before we just name it the first thing that pops into Oz's head. Right, Coraline, any suggestions?
I'm thinking. Hang on. What if we do something with Sentinel in it? Are we No, that would be too obvious. We don't want to be that obvious, do we?
good
No.
lord.
Derek, anything?
I don't know. The Swift. I don't know.
Boring. Lizard's claw. It's the lizard's claw.
Right.
I win.
The rest
Right.
of you...
Fine. Ollie, do your
At
thing.
this point, Ollie raises his hand and just waves it. And this time, inlaid in gold engraved into the ship, the name, the Lizard's Claw, appears at the front. He goes,
Oz is
"Yep,
just
you're
beaming
definitely
with
not
pride.
going to regret that one. He goes, hang on, let me see that. And he does the same, and the ink changes on
Yeah.
the ship deed.
The deed.
There you
Lovely.
go. Right,
It's
well,
right as rain.
time to get you all back and suited up in your costumes, I think.
Yeah.
Go on, crack a smile, it's going to be fun.
I'm smiling. Oz is smiling.
See, he gets it.
Just like old times for me.
Oh.
Believe me, you're going to do a lot shittier as Sentinels and get a dress-up pirate. You'll have fun.
Okay. I guess we go off and get changed.
All right. Oh, yeah, Oz starts leading you down the pier and back towards the tavern with your massive bundle of pirate bandanas and shirts. And that's where we'll leave it for tonight. But as the party go and get ready to transform themselves into pirates, and we'll pick it up next time. So thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed episode 2. We'll be back 2 weeks from now because we are fortnightly, not weekly like I said initially, because that was just me being on autopilot. But thank you guys so much for watching, and it's goodbye from me, and goodbye from the cast. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll see you on the Lizard's Claw next time.